Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to learn how to play Xylotar, which is a 2 to 5 player game published by Bezier Games. Now, this game here, you're going to be trying to learn how to play the Xylotar, which is a xylophone mixed with electronic synthesis device. So you're trying to figure out what the best notes are on it so you can be the one that gets to market this new device. Let's go ahead down to the table here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to play Xylotar. Xylotar. So this is going to be Xylotar. On July 6th in 1985, a young Bobby McColdsnap attended a rock concert in Calgary, Alberta, where he rocked out to Howard Jones' Things Can Only Get Better with 5,000 fans. That night changed for his life forever, and Bobby went back to his home in Churchill, Manitoba with a new mission. He wanted to be a guitarist. But there was a problem. Bobby was a polar bear, and the keys and knobs on the guitars of the 1980s were just too small for his paws. He enlisted the help of a local craftsman, Kirieff Bassett, to create an alternative that he could operate. This new musical device would be based on both xylophones and synthesizing technology. Bobby eagerly began writing music that he could play on his device in the anticipation of the delivery of his new Xylotar. Tragedy. Just after the inventor delivered the prototype Xylotar to Bobby, the inventor disappeared. Bobby was questioned by the authorities because, well, Bobby was a polar bear. Concerned that the Canadian justice system wouldn't treat him fairly, Bobby took his Xylotar and ran off into the wilderness near the Arctic Circle where the aurora borealis is brightest. You may hear classic 80s tunes echoing throughout the night. All right, what is your mission in this game? Your mission in the card game of Xylotar, you found the schematics to the Xylotar, and without knowing exactly how it should work, you're going to play until you discover the sweetest sounds. The player who scores the most points has found the perfect balance between 80s synthesizer rock and modern style melodies. Only then can you mass produce the Xylotar and succeed in your goal of achieving moderate commercial success. All right, so in the game of Xylotar, how do you set it up? Well, first you're going to give everyone a high note card. They're going to have the back like this to say high note, and the front's going to look like this. This is going to tell you basically the number range that each of these colored notes can have. So the red can have 0 through 10, this color here can have 0 through 9, and this one 0 through 8, and so on. But keep in mind that this is actually friendly for blind people because it also has the symbols on here too. So if you're colorblind in a couple of different colors, you can rely on these symbols, which are also on these cards themselves too. So that is very good that they did that. So in a 2, 4, and 5 player games, you're going to use all the cards. And the red cards are going to be trump, which is going to be this. So this is going to be like a normal trick-taking game where the lead card, color lead, is going to win the trick, except for if trump's played. If trump's played, the highest trump will win that trick. And in this case, with that either 2, 4, or 5 player count, red's going to be trump. So in a 3 player count, you're going to remove all the red cards and orange cards, so these cards and these cards in a 3 player game, and yellow cards. These guys will be the trump. The next thing you're going to do is you're just going to shuffle up all these cards. So each player is going to get one of these, and you're going to shuffle up all these cards. And that's pretty much it for setup. Now we're going to show you what you're going to do on each round here after I shuffle these cards. Okay, so now that we have our deck shuffled, what we need to do now is we need to deal out these cards to each of the players. Now we're going to do this over 3 different rounds. So the way this works is the person to the left of the dealer will be the first player for the round, and I'm going to shuffle these up, and I'm going to deal all the cards out to each of the players here. All right, now that these are all dealt out, what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at your hand here. Now, one key note that you're going to do for this keynote is that you are doing this sorting for your opponent, so the person to your left. So you're going to sort these out, and then you're going to hand this entire deck to the person on the left. And the way you have to do this is you're going to put them from highest to lowest, highest on the left, lowest onto the right here. And anytime a number duplicates, so these 6s here, you can pick the order. Now on the other side of this high note card, it's going to tell you for each of the notes there what card numbers are available for each. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to try your best to set this up so that you know what these numbers are, and you're going to see why in a second. But I have these all out here, and I can say maybe move these 2 6s this way if I want, because I notice red has higher, so maybe I want to think this is lower, so I'll do it that way. Then after I'm done with that and I have it sorted the way I want, I have it put up here for the high note, and then I hand that over to the person on my left, and the person on my right will hand me a stack of cards. Now that I have that, I'm going to splay this out, but I'm going to splay it out on the side that you can't see the number. So I'll put my high note over here, and then each card in order. I can't change this order at all. From the top of the deck to the bottom, left to right. So now, with that here, I now have my Xylotar set up and I'm ready to play. All the other opponents will do the same thing. Alright, so this follows the rules of a lot of trick-taking games. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to try to win tricks. A little bit later I might put in a bid, and that can get me additional points, so you have to keep that in mind. But it's almost a blind bid. We're going to show you that in a minute. But in general, what you're going to be doing is, if you're the start player, you're going to pick one of these cards here. Now, you know this is your lowest card and this is your highest card, but you really don't know what these cards in the middle. Additional rule for leading the trick is you can't use the card that is rightmost to the highest note. So you can only use that on the last turn. Now, I'll pick one of these and I'll say, well, maybe I really want to see what this number here is. It's a 5. Okay, so green 5. So everyone else has to put out a green. And what will end up happening is the person with the highest number of that is going to win. Now, there's a couple exceptions to this. So one of the exceptions is if a player doesn't have any green, they can play any color they want. And if they play a red, red is trump. So the highest trump would win the suit. Otherwise, or win the trick. Otherwise, the player who played the 6 here would win. And the person who won the trick is going to place it sideways below their Xylotar to show that they've won that. And they will start the next hand. Now, a couple things of note. One of the most important things that can happen in this game is bidding. So let's say I won this one trick here. I can bid. So after I play a card into a trick, but before the next player plays, I may announce that I am going to bid. And what's going to happen is I'm going to look at 2 adjacent cards. Now, adjacency in this game, you're not going to resort these or move these cards at all during the round. But adjacent are just 2 cards beside each other, and they can have a gap. So if I think that I'm going to take a high number of tricks, I will pick 2 or the higher ones. If I think I'm going to get low number tricks or no tricks, I can pick some of the lower ones. If I think I'm in the middle, I'll pick these. And what will end up happening is I'll flip these 2 cards right here. And then I'll pick one of them. So this one says I'll win 4 tricks, and this one says I'll win 5. So let's say I picked 4 tricks. I'll put this here so everyone can see like that. And I'll place this one back where it was. That's all there is to bidding. Now we're going to continue on with this round until all these cards are gone. So people are going to take turns. When they win a trick, they're going to bid, and then everyone else is going to play cards and take the winning tricks back in behind here to show that they got them. I actually will, if I win, like let's say I win another trick here, I will actually place it like this so it's easy to see that I have a second trick, and the third one will rotate the other way so I could show I have a third trick. But after all these cards are gone here, and we've played all these, and we get down to the last high note, the one beside the high note, that player will automatically place that out. That's the only time in the rules exceptions that you can play the key that is right beside the high note, and we'll end the round. So then we're going to go into scoring. You're simply going to get 1 point for every trick that you took. So if you take a ton of tricks, like let's say I took 2 tricks here, I would have got 2 points. Now, my bid was 4 here, so I didn't get my bid, so I'm not going to get any bonus points here. However, if I say won 2 more tricks, so I have 4 tricks here, then I would have 4 points for the 4 tricks, but then I would get a bonus 5 points for bidding correctly. And it doesn't matter what the bid was. If it's correct, it's 5 points. So in this case here, I would have got 9 points. All right, so after the 3rd round, the player who has the most points is going to win the game. If in case of a tie, the player who got their bid, but it was the lowest bid, will win. If there's still a tie, just play another game of guitar to figure out who is the ultimate guitarist and can market this guitar. So I will mention there's a 2-player variant to this game. We're not going to go over it, but just know that it is there. And this was the basic rules for guitar. So thank you for watching.